everyone, welcome back to 25 Sweetpeas. Today for you, I'm going to be doing like a first impressions video of a new to me brand called Tomato. If you have not heard of them, like I had not, I'm going to share some information about them. And we're trying 3 colors plus their top coat in their gel eraser, which sounds most interesting. So on their site, it says that Tomato is a zero irritant luxury nail polish inspired by nature. It is non-toxic, it is water-based, it's vegan, cruelty-free, and surprisingly of all, or most surprisingly, I don't know, it's odorless, which is so interesting because like when you use nail polish, you expect the scent to be there, and it was not. It was just that I feel like was the most shocking thing of it. I'm painting my nails, but I don't smell nail polish. But we're gonna be trying these out. I love the looks of these bottles and like their presentation, the labels, how they have like the name of the polish right there up front. It's just really neat and interesting. So now let's just start swatching. The first shade that we're going to be using is called Coconut Milk, which looks like it's going to be an off-white, although first off the brush you can definitely tell this is going to be like a milky like finish. So here's the first coat. As you can see, like since I have a rather rounded nail bed, it is pulling towards the edges and looks like it wants to pool there, so it does look a bit more opaque towards the edges, but let's put on a second coat and see what happens here. This one is covering more, but I still feel like it's pulling towards the edges, and it's still really, really sheer for 2 coats. So if you are into like a sheer white, you just like a perfector like a shade, this might work for that, and you could do some fun negative space things. But I'm on a 3rd coat here, and I'm not really building up much color. I feel like it's only really building on the edges where it's pooling because I have a rounded nail bed. So that was 3 coats, not the best. Now let's try this one. I don't know how you say this name. I know it's the name of a mushroom. So we're just going to move past that. You guys can see the name on the screen. This is a very interesting color. I feel like this is a very autumnal shade. And formula wise, this one is really good. You covered really well in 1 coat. I cannot see through. I am going to go ahead and put on a second coat to get like that full feel to it, and second coat definitely brings you to any full coverage that might have been questionable before. I feel like it does have a little bit of like a gritty texture. There isn't anything on my nail bed. It's clean before I paint, so I'm not sure what that was. Now let's try the namesake of the polish brand, and this is Tomato. Again, I feel like I'm getting a little bit texture in there, but whenever like I'm done and everything and I put on top coat, I don't notice that at all, so I'm not sure what that's all about. But that applied perfectly, and actually I feel like it's good in 1 coat, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a second, because I always feel like 2 coats just feels better in my mind. So there is 2 coats of Tomato, and it is a perfect red, and it's like a really, really good shade of red. So I'm now going to try the eraser gel. So when I open it up, you guys can see it's like really thick, kind of looks gloopy and weird. So I've already tried to take off this polish with the regular nail polish remover, and it works, but it was kind of hard. So I'm definitely trying it this way. On 1 nail, I've already put the eraser gel on 1, and I'm just going to see what happens here. I'm going to push it. It definitely helps this polish kind of like ball up, and it's still like really, really sticky and tacky, but it's better than like normal nail polish. Like you couldn't do that with normal nail polish or just even normal remover. So that's kind of interesting. We're going to go ahead and do the nail that you guys saw me apply it to as well. But I'm going to finish this off with some nail polish remover. And I feel like you do need to do that to get like all of it off. But I feel like the eraser definitely helps it kind of just come to and make it easier to remove. Since pre that, I felt like it was kind of tricky. So if that made any sense, I hope it did. Let's go ahead and try this one now. I'm just using like an orange wood stick, and I'm pushing it. It kind of reminds you of like a peel off polish, which is kind of cool. There's definitely still some residue left on my nail, as y'all can see there. So as I would with a peel off polish, I would still use some nail polish remover, but you definitely don't have to use nearly as much as you normally would. So that's a really kind of cool concept there. So here's a look at all 3 shades that we just swatched. So from seeing this and experiencing it myself, I feel like coconut milk is not for me necessarily, because when I want a white polish, I want like a bright white. But if you were looking for a sheer milky like shade, that is really good for that. Also, it might be better if you have a flatter nail bed and not have a very curved one like I do. Then the other two, I feel like were really good. They had very good formulas. They covered perfectly in two coats, and the glossy top coat applied really nicely, which I didn't show it being applied, but it did apply super nicely, and it does make them very glossy, as you guys can see in the photos. So overall, I'm pretty impressed. I have never used Piggy Paints, which I know is another like water-based polish that is out there, but I do feel like a lot of the water-based polishes are targeted towards kids or like young people, like ages probably, like 6 and under. Maybe that's just what I've perceived, but I don't feel like there's many that have a very like high quality luxury salon like look to them, and I feel like these have that definitely in the bottle shapes and everything. So I feel like that's really cool. If there is like some particular reason that you just can't wear normal nail polish or you only want to wear water based, I feel like this is a good answer for you to try. Definitely, since there aren't other options really out there, I feel like this whole brand's concept is really interesting. And when you go onto their Instagram, I like how they present everything. It's very, very nature inspired and based, and that comes through like on their Instagram page, which I think is really nice. So they have different colors, and like there's a shade called pink radish, and then they've got the pictures of the polish and the radishes, and it's just really cool. I like the whole concept, and I love it whenever like the two different worlds of like nature and beauty meld together, because they are important to be conscious of each other. So I think it's really, really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing more brands doing things like this and branching out and trying to make things more environmentally friendly and, just all of the things. So that is my take on my first impressions of tomato. I will have everything linked down below if you are interested. And now I'm super excited to hear what you guys thought of them as well. And what are your thoughts on water-based polishes? Is something like not having the nail polish smell something like exciting to you, or do you not mind the polish smell? I feel like I'm so used to it anymore. It just smells like creativity to me, because when I'm doing that, I'm usually having fun, and so that like doesn't bother me. But I know other people could be super sensitive to the smell and it could give them headaches. And I've had experiences where I've used particular brands where the fumes were just way too strong and gave me a headache, and so I just like don't use that brand. So it's really interesting, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to y'all soon.